Mike again. All right, I'm going to tell you about my apex, my peak experience with the ayahuasca on my 6th time that I drank it. This was the first time that I brewed it with the Banisteriopsis caapi, or better known as the ayahuasca vine. It was so important because what it allowed me to do was, at the beginning of my experience, I was feeling pretty sick, as usual. You get pretty nauseous. And then this voice just said, the center of power is here. I felt it right there. Oh man, my heart center, yeah. The center of power is here. Okay. Then I got up, got on the couch. I was kind of hunched over. I felt like, oh, am I gonna throw up or am I not gonna throw up? So I got up on the couch and then I shut my eyes and just started having the visions. And this, it was, I guess call her Aya. You know, she was with me and she was leading me to her, or the Cosmic Mother. She was part of the Cosmic Mother, and she was just leading me up through the dimensions. The first thing you see are, maybe it's part of the AI, I don't know, but they were negative entities. They were coming at me, and she just said, look through them. So they started to appear, just be like, hey, what are you doing here? Blah, 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 blah. You know, just trying to get my attention, you know, and some of them, you know, pissed off, like, what are you trying? You trying to get past me? What's up? You know, that was kind of their vibe. But you know, I'm describing these things. They're things that you haven't even seen in this reality, so I don't even know how to describe them. I can't describe them. They're just, I don't even know what the hell they are. Sometimes they're colored, sometimes they look demonic, sometimes they look robotic. I don't know, but it said just look through them. So you just pass right through, what happened was, just led me up, just passed through, right up through these layers of reality, right through these layers of dimensions. And then what happens is you kept going through, just kept going through, and I was like, whoa. We just kept going through, and guess what? That magenta light just kept getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter until that's all I saw, just this infinite magenta light, and the feeling of that pure, infinite, unconditional love. That's the real love. Infinite, unconditional love. I didn't care what past sins I'd committed, and that's the love it has for each and every one of us. It's not just me. This is the Cosmic Mother, and I had this true communion with her. She was talking to me, and it was the most beautiful experience of my life. Words do not describe it. If I was a more melodramatic person, I'd be crying talking about it. It's like, dude, in a way, it's kind of a way I think of it, is like I saw God, and God is a feminine energy, and she's infinite unconditional love. That's the way I feel about it. If there's something beyond her, this Cosmic Mother, I'm not sure if I'm interested. I mean, I feel like she's the ultimate to me. I don't worship her. She doesn't want to be worshipped. But I made a connection with her that is priceless. I mean, like, anything I could have can accomplish here on earth is just, it pales in comparison to that connection, to that achievement of just coming into a spiritual connection with her. The best way I could describe it is feeling like I became a fetus in her womb, even. It was that level of intimacy. And basically, well, she told me a couple of things I'll share. Yeah, she told me, for one, that my karma is cleared. And I was just like really surprised. I was like, what? Like, you're saying like I have no karma? I thought like everybody had karma. How can you not have it? And she said, well, do you have any hate in your heart? And I said, no. She said, okay, you don't carry any hate in your heart. Have you authentically, 100% truly forgiven anyone who has ever caused you any harm? And I said, you know what? I have. I've forgiven everyone. I don't harbor any ill will towards anyone who's ever harmed me. And she said, yeah, there you go. That's all it takes to be outside of the wheel of karma. It's so hard to do. But yeah, so I'm there. I'm outside the wheel of karma. She said, yeah, you're going to help people. I was like, okay, so how am I going to help people? Am I going to be like Mother Teresa? Am I going to like give up my life and just be like trying to help all the people on the street or something? She's laughing. She's like, no, it's not like that. It's going to be like this. Like, my voice, you know, that little conscious that you hear, that conscious that tells you the right thing to do, that's my voice now. I'm going to be part of that now. So I'm just going to be telling you what you need to do, who you need to help, how you need to help them. You're not even going to have to think. There's not even going to be a question. You're just going to help people. That easy. And I was like, rock on, rock on. This is awesome. I just wanted to stay up there forever, but it was an all too brief time up there. I felt like it was just about 20 minutes in this earth reality time. And it was probably about the same time because it wasn't a time distorted experience. It was just about 20 minutes up there. And she said, all right, she gently started bringing me back down. I didn't want to go, but I knew I had to. And I knew my place is here on earth for now. And I started to run into the negative entities again, and probably the parasites, astral parasites that are still around me. And they were pissed, dude. They're like, where the heck did you just go? What do you think you are going up there? You're coming back down here. What's up? You know, just in my face, you know, demonic faces and shit. So I just said, I just went pop. I said, I'm not having that. I just got up. It took me a lot of strength, and I just, I took a shower and I walked down to the water. I just walked. I just put on my headphones and just walked. You know, I was feeling nauseous, but I just, if you're awake, if you can gather the strength to just, you know, put some good music on. I just put it on shuffle, because when you're under the experience of ayahuasca too, the songs that come up will be exactly in line with your journey. It'll just be perfectly synced up. The lyrics, you're gonna hear like songs that you've heard, you know, 1,000 times, but when you're under the influence of the ayahuasca, or when Aya's with you, you're gonna hear those lyrics in a totally different way, and it's just gonna blow your mind. You're gonna hear the hidden meanings in all the songs. So that's a great experience. I just walked down to the water, about an hour walk from where I live, and down in the Puget Sound, and just look out at the sun and meditate. And that's when the last time it happened. I had my first out of body experience when I was just looking into the sun and watching the sunset, and I shut my eyes, and I saw this. This all of a sudden it became this rainbow prism, and it was like all the colors of the rainbow right across my vision. And then I'm gonna flip this light on so you can see a little bit better. Whoa. Okay. Is that better? Is that good? All right. And I don't look good in this light. Yeah. So then that rainbow wall started waving, and I was like, oh man, it's like water. And then it was a wall, and I saw the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. I swear, if I could read hieroglyphics, I could read what it was saying. It was that crystal clear. I'm sitting here, okay, there's like this bird, and there's like the ancient Egyptian guy, and there's like the staff, and I'm just starting to read, I'm like, I don't know what this means. And then it just becomes white light. And as the white light is coming in, all these ancient Egyptian like entities or like people or like gods or like something just started pouring in, and they're just there, just hanging out with me. I was like, hey, yeah, so you made it. You're chilling with us now, huh? I just keep going in this white light, and next thing you know, it's just all white light. And I went beyond. I left the gods or the Egyptian entities or whatever. They were just even kind of in the background at that point, and I was just in this pure white light, and it was bliss. I've never felt bliss like that before. I mean, it was the same bliss that I had when I was communing with the Cosmic Mother, but this time it was different because it was just pure white light. I was thinking it was the masculine energy. You know who it probably was? It was Ra. It was the Ra father energy. So I had that communion with the mother energy, and then it was my time to have the communion with the father energy. And in both times it was bliss. It was like going into the sun, because the Ra energy is associated with the sun too. And it's just that white light. I couldn't see anything though, because I'm not at the level of spiritual development where I could even see at that level. It was just like when I was communing with the Cosmic Mother, all I saw was just infinite magenta light. And when I was communing with the Father energy, the Ra energy, it was just the infinite white light. But I felt like with Ra, the energy, the Father energy, I had left my body at that point. I was serious. I was gone. I was out there. And I was like, man, this is great, like being out of my body. And I felt just blissful. And I came back into my body. And at that point, I did a disclaimer. I did experience a huge ego inflation at that time, which was dangerous because I started feeling like, man, I'm walking with the gods, you know, like, look at me, dude, I am so amazing. You know, you're gonna get feelings like that, you know, but I had to temper them. I knew, I said, I can't let this get out of control, because that's not what I was after. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for an ego trip, an ego inflation. I'm looking for spiritual development, and that's really the opposite. Because the thing Aya does is she'll kick your ass too. She'll kick your ass, so you can't really have that much of an ego inflation. But there's just those peak moments where you kind of might get a little bit of an ego inflation. And so I tempered that, you know, because I'm starting to walk back home at this point, and I'm just like, dude, I felt like a god. I felt like a god at that point, because if I'm just hanging out with gods, I must be a god. And well, hey, that's actually the riddle too, is that you are God. I am God, you're God. We're all God. Yeah, we're all God, and we're all connected. So if you hurt your brother and sister, you're hurting you. You hurt yourself, you're hurting your brother and sister, you're hurting God. It's all connected. We're all God, and that's why they call these plant medicines entheogens. It means finding the God within. God is within each and every one of us. So and that's undeniable once you have these experiences. Like I can say it, like I would hear some people say that before I had some of these experiences, and I would think like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, man. But you don't really understand it until you actually experience it, and the plant medicines help you do that. So just in closing, I'll just close off with some of these thoughts that some people I've talked with some people about some of these experiences, and some people say, oh well, yeah, you can experience these types of things through meditation. Um, you know, mm, no, you can't. I'm sorry. Um, maybe if you get to the point, really, well, you know what? You probably can, but you're probably going to have to go with the plant medicines first to get you there, because the plant medicines are called the back door to these realms. You have to eventually go through the front door, and yeah, that's through meditation. But I don't know of anyone. You could probably meditate for 100 years. You might be able to scratch the surface of some of these experiences. But I can't say because I don't know. I just said I tried meditating really hardcore for years, and I never got. I got maybe like the door open a crack, where I could see like something going on there on the other side. When I take the plant medicines, ayahuasca, the door is open, man. You're in. You're fully into it, dude. So that's why the plant medicines are such a great. I don't want to even call them tool, because they're a part of us. We're a part of them. We're actually in this all together. They're helping us. We're helping them, and then you start to see the good and the bad stuff once you get to some of these higher levels. Starting to ramble on. I'm going to try to wrap this up here in just a few minutes. But you start to see what's really good and what's really bad, and the good and the bad, and the good is the infinite unconditional love. The only thing that's actually real is the infinite unconditional love. Everything else is the illusion. That's what's crazy. You, me, this whole reality, even the astral stuff, even those things, those are all illusion. They're all illusion, because infinite unconditional love is the only actual real true thing. That's crazy. But so once you realize everything else is illusion, everything else is a hallucination or a hologram or some other thing that I can't describe, that changes your life. So I'll just close with that. That changes your life, and you just try to emulate. For me, I just try to emulate that infinite unconditional love that I felt from the Cosmic Mother, and even the Cosmic Father to some extent. I just try to emulate that, and I try to be that the best I can. And that's really the best we can be, is just try to be that infinite unconditional love. And it's easy to do that to your friends and family and people that respect and love you. Of course it's easy to love them. It's hard to do it to the people who don't respect you and do not show you any love or respect you, or maybe even hate you. Maybe even, want to cause you the worst harm. It's hard to do it to those people. That's when the challenge comes in. But yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it to them too. It doesn't mean you got to put up with abuse. No way. Because you got to love yourself first and foremost. When you love yourself, you won't put up with abuse. You won't stand for abuse. So there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself. That's actually integral. You have to stand up for yourself, because there are so many entities and people out there too that would love to abuse you and take advantage of you and harm you for their own pleasure, for their own sick pleasure. And they're entities that feed off of that. And they're humans that feed off of it too, because they're entities that are feeding off of that from the humans. So so that means no way taking abuse. But you can still love those people on the higher level, but pop them in the mouth too. There ain't nothing wrong with that, dude. It's like when you're a kid, dude. My dad told me, someone hits you, hit him back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Someone comes up, pops you in the mouth, pop them in the mouth. Love is the only answer. Love is the real answer. You can still love them, but you can still pop them in the mouth. Do what you got to do. I don't take any abuse. But here's the crazy part. I'm finally going to end this. As you exude more love, and as you start becoming that infinite unconditional love, the things that would try to abuse you or harm you somehow melt away. They can't get to you anymore because you're up on this level. They're down here. When you get down into a negative frame of mind, that's when they start coming on. Yeah. You know, this and that. We're gonna get you. When you're up here, when you're actually just when you're loving everyone and loving yourself, they can't get to you. They can't come to abuse you. They can't. The situations in the 3D matrix reality where, you know, really bad shit's happening to you and like people are trying to harm you and stuff. It's just it doesn't happen anymore. Because you're giving off that infinite unconditional love. And guess what? What you give out comes back to you. And guess what? You get some people showing love to you. You get people just being open with their love for you. And it's awesome, you know, because you can love everybody and everybody can love you. And those negative situations just stop showing up. And that's the best part. So I've about like caught up to where I am right now in my shamanic journey, and right now I still got this right here. I'm gonna be trying to just basically fully cleanse my intestinal system of any parasites and worms. That means, and I'm gonna take a super huge dose, go back in, any negative entity I see, I'm gonna confront. I'm gonna say, what are you doing in my auric field? I will confront them and I will destroy them, basically, because I'm not going to stand for any negative entity or parasitic entity in my astral field anymore. No way. I hope you can do the same. Stand up for yourself. Don't let these things be inside you or be in your auric field. You're going to feel like $1,000,000 because you're going to be, basically what's happening is you're becoming closer to your higher self. Every time you have a shamanic experience and you're burning off those the things that are holding you down, the negative entities, the negative belief systems, the BS belief systems, the negative thoughts. It just gets burned off and you become closer to your higher self. And that's the goal here on earth, to become, in this human body, to become as close to your higher self as you possibly can. And your higher self is all powerful and it's all loving. So try, use those plant medicines to do that. Anyway, I can go on forever. This is my longest video so far. Just rambling on and on, but I just want to drop some stuff. Hopefully, some of y'all got something out of it. I'll be posting up again when I take my huge dose of ayahuasca after I've gone through my internal cleanse and confronted any parasitic entities, and I'm just gonna see how far I can get. Just try to recommune with the cosmic mother and the father energy, the mother energy of the universe, and the father energy, Ra. Trying to get back in there and just basically just commune, you know, and just see whatever experience lies for me. Just push myself to the limit spiritually. Thanks for watching.